I met Ozzy when I was around 18, and he came into my father's office for management with Black Sabbath. So I was 18 when I first met him.
Love at first sight?
No, not at all. I was like, oh Lord, look at them. And they were all odd and hairy, and because I'd been used to dealing with artists that were American, and they were slick and they were really put together and they smelt nice, and you know, suddenly these guys come in and they're hairy and they're very, you know, from the north of England, and they don't look or dress like anything I've ever seen. And so I was very nervous of them.
Well, given that first impression, how in the world did anything ever develop?
I went to see their show that night with my father. They performed at this club in London, and I was so in awe of what I was seeing. Again, I hadn't seen anything like that, because all the artists that we had dealt with were very slick and a different category of music, different genre of music, just totally different. And then when I saw and how electric it was and how different, I was like blown away. I was like, whoa. So that's when I became interested in Black Sabbath.
Well, when did you and Ozzy begin to get serious? You say it definitely was not love at first sight.
In '79, we were working together, and it was in 1980 that we started. We were working together, and it just became something else.
Well, what is it you think first attracted you to him and has kept you attracted to him? Now, we all know nobody gets through marriage unscathed, but let's face it, you've had some really difficult and tumultuous times, but what is it that kept you so attached to him?
He was so funny and quick-witted, and yet very vulnerable. And I just thought he was the funniest, sweetest guy I'd ever met, because he was so vulnerable about everything. And that just attracted me to him.
So you get married. Mm-hmm. Things get off to a pretty good start or a pretty rocky start?
It was tough because Ozzy was married and had 2 children. So after the divorce, his wife divorced him. So I would have done the same thing at that time. And so everything he had, he just left with her, which was the right thing to do.
Excuse me, and I don't want to be too intrusive here, but she divorced him because of you?
No, because of the drink. She couldn't take it anymore, and I get it. And then I had detached from my father, business-wise. So I was in a real pickle with my father because he used me as the beard for business. Everything was in my name, everything. Tax returns, companies, management, contracts with record companies. And he had done this so he could be this free guy that went around the world.
He put it all in your name?
All in my name. So when he didn't pay a bill, they would sue me, or when he didn't pay taxes, they would come for me. And when he first did it, I'm like, oh God, he really trusts me. This is fantastic. But when the tax man's following you around for payment, and they come and they take the house from you and they put all the yellow tape around the house, It's like, oh no, me. So yeah, my father was free and clear. So when Ozzy and I got together, my father wasn't doing good in business, so the world was after me, and Ozzy had nothing. So we both started with nothing.
I'm glad that you're watching my channel, and if at all this is your first time here, please make it a point to subscribe to HMTV, and I'll be glad. So another breaking and very sad news coming out my desk. Ozzy Osbourne, the legendary Prince of Darkness, passed away on July 22nd, 2025 at the age of 76. His death was confirmed by his family, who said he died peacefully at his home, surrounded by loved ones, and requested privacy during this time. So born John Michael Osbourne on December 3rd, 1948 in Aston, Birmingham, he showed to fame as the founding vocalist of Black Sabbath in 1968. With his haunting voice and provocative stage presence, he helped define heavy metal, releasing iconic albums like Paranoid, that was in 1970, and Master of Reality, that was in 1971. So after leaving the band in 1979 due to substance issues, he launched a hugely successful soul career with hits such as Crazy Train, No More Tears, and so many others, which actually went on and sold over 100 million records worldwide. So, despite his decades-long battle with health issues, including Parkinson's diagnosis in 2020 and long-term spinal injuries, Ozzy made a triumphant final return on July 5th, 2025 at Black Sabbath farewell concert back to the beginning in Villa Park, Birmingham. He performed seated on a throne, a poignant symbol of his perseverance and devotion to fans. The event also featured memorable personal moments, including his daughter Kaylee's engagement backstage. So as we speak, tributes have actually poured in from across the world. Elton John called him a huge trailblazer, while Rod Stewart, Questlove, and many others honored him as a pioneering voice in rock and metal. His passing closes a defining chapter in musical history, leaving behind wife Sharon, their children, and a legacy that reverberates through generations. So I personally, I would say that it is really very sad news, because I really don't know what is actually going on. Because yesterday we lost our dear Malcolm Jamal Warner, and today we've lost Ozzy Osbourne. May their souls rest in eternal peace, and may the Almighty strengthen their families in this difficult time. Thank you so much for watching.